Hi everyone, welcome to Lala Land. Today I am joined by Larry Rosen, the CEO of Harry Rosen and the eldest son of Harry Rosen as well. Harry, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great, Layla. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you so much for joining us. I first want to start off with how did your career at Harry Rosen begin?
Oh, good question. My father started the business in 1954, which is 70 years ago. And obviously, I wasn't even born then. I came along in 1956. Anyways, growing up, my father always had the business, and he was always growing the business and engaged with the business. And during high school, I started selling at the business. And during summers at university, I would work part-time or over the summer period. And so I learned how to sell. I then went on and I became a lawyer, and I got an MBA as well. And I was practicing law in Toronto, and my father was really expanding the business across Canada at that point. And I was very excited by it. So I went to him and I said, um, you know, this is very exciting. I'd love to be part of this. And he said, absolutely. I'd love to have you as part of it, but you got to come in and learn the business. And so what I did at that point is I joined the business. This would be about 1986, and I became a buyer for the business. And so I did that for a number of years, and then I started worked in the operations side and ran a bunch of stores for a number of years, and then I took over as a vice president in charge of all the buying, and then eventually we went on to become the president. And in 2000, I became the CEO, which was a long time ago already. Yeah.
Wow. What was it like building your way up? I'm sure it was long and exhausting, especially because you're working in such a large and busy and big company.
Well, first of all, obviously, my father was very supportive of my development. Um, it was great. I mean, I think I had the advantage of doing a bunch of different jobs within the company and getting to understand all aspects of it. And that prepared me for my role as a senior executive with the company, having understood the buying end, the operations end. I was in corporate finance for a while. I was in corporate strategy for a while. So I had all these different positions. So when I took over as the CEO in the year 2000, I had a good, broad understanding of the business. And my father obviously personally tutored me, so I was very lucky.
So I'm guessing that's one of the most important aspects of what you had to do, understanding the business, taking that time. Would you agree with that, or was
Yeah, I think that's a very good point. I think one of the things people need to understand in developing a career is that you have to learn. You have to take time, and you have to go through steps and learn about a business. If you're passionate about something, learn about it, spend time at it. Everybody wants to be the CEO today, but the reality is that without the experience and understanding of various aspects of the business and understanding the team at the business, you're not going to be very useful. And the learning and listening is critical.
So I love how you talked about learning and listening, because I think that along comes with trying to build your way up is some struggles and some challenges that you may face as you learn. What were some of the biggest challenges that you had to face, and how did you overcome them?
Oh, I think the biggest challenges, uh, obviously, to me, was learning how to be a leader. Um, you know, when you're young and you tend to think it's all about me. And real leadership and team building really involves a lot more than you. You have to understand you're part of a team. Real strong leaders share the stage. They let other people take the kudos for achievements. Until you learn how to do that, until you learn how to step aside and let others take the center stage, you'll never learn how to be a great leader. Great leaders learn how to share the spotlight.
I think I really liked how you touched on leadership and team building because that can be such a big struggle when you are just starting off as a leader, you're starting a project, and now you have all of these people on the team that you're trying to manage. How do you ensure productivity in your team building, and how do you really empower everyone on the team?
Listen, you know, if you have people that are passionate about your business and share your vision, they're easy to manage. And you use an important word there, empowering. And I see it's in your slogan of your podcast here, empower yourself. It's very important to, people, one of the mistakes that people make as leaders is they don't give enough authority to those under them. They don't empower them. And I've always been surprised at how capable people can be when you give them the authority. Trust people. You don't trust them on day one, but when you learn a little about them and you know their attitude's right and you know they're eager to learn and listen, well, you make sure that they take responsibility and have responsibility. And that's a really important part of learning. My mistakes as I developed in business always centered around not being the kind of leader that I needed to become. Always centered around not empowering people, not trusting people, not engaging people. The minute I learned how to do those things better, I became a better leader.
And talking about leadership and how you really worked your way up, is there a piece of advice that you remember your dad gave you when you were younger that you still remember to this day and you still value?
Oh, my dad gave me so many pieces of advice. I think my dad, the most important thing he said to me is he said, never stop being a student. Always keep learning. He said, my dad was an remarkable man. He used to travel around the world looking at other stores and other businesses to try to pick up ideas. And he never stopped learning. He just passed away last December at the age of 92. And to his dying day, he was a great learner. And he always was reading and looking at magazines and seeing other stores. And he always, you're never too old to learn and you're never too old to get a new idea. And, sitting in your office is not the way you're going to learn. Getting out there, talking to people, seeing what other people are doing, that's how you're going to learn.
So really interacting, meeting new people, putting yourself in a position where you have the opportunity to learn and exposing yourself to new people and experiences.
Exactly. And people make too much out of creativity. The reality is that creativity is, it's just because it's someone else's idea, seeing something done well somewhere else and saying, how can I bring that into my business? Even though it's not your idea, nobody's going to blame you if you bring a great idea into your business.
Yeah.
See whatever other people are doing, take their good ideas and use them,
I really like that. And I think that really plays into the point of the importance of having people around you and surrounding yourself with people that inspire you and that make you a better person on a daily basis. I think that for high schoolers, especially for me, I find that something that really motivates me is just by my friends that have the same goals as me or want to reach similar ambitions. And that is really what drives me to continue working hard every single day.
Yeah. Well, that's great. That's really great. And as a high schooler, I encourage you, don't make up your mind on your direction just yet. Take some time, get your university education, and it'll all fall into place in time. You'll find out what you're passionate about. But it's great to see you doing something you love right now.
Thank you. And if you had one piece of advice that you could give to up-and-coming entrepreneurs that you wish you knew earlier, what would it be?
Don't be afraid to fail. Nobody succeeds all the time. And unless you take chances, and you should take smart chances. You don't just roll the dice every time, but take smart risks, and don't be afraid to, if it doesn't work the first time or the second time or the third time, don't be afraid to keep trying.
I really appreciate that, especially because I know that so many of our listeners are constantly going through challenges, and it can really just kind of take you back a little bit and question what you're doing and your decisions and the path that you're going down. But failure is a completely normal thing. It is just a part of the process, and I truly believe that every single experience that you go through makes you who you are today. And I'm sure you can agree with that, and you can feel that as well.
You seem to have summed it all up.
I have one more question for you.
Sure.
What does success look like to you?
Oh, good question. To me, success is about balance in your life, having a great family life, having a successful career, and having a great personal life where you continually read, learn, do things you love to do, whether it's go to concerts or listen to music. It's about balance. People who just work constantly, that's not success. People who don't engage in their career and just engage in other aspects of their life, that's not success either. I think finding that balance in life where you have a great, challenging, and interesting career, where you have a really wonderful family life, and where you have a personal life where you do a lot of interesting things, whether you go to galleries or you read interesting novels or you attend theater, or play sports, whatever, it doesn't matter. The point is just to have a balanced life. That's success to me.
I really enjoyed this theme here that we had of your personal life playing into your business life and your career, because everything just connects, and I feel like your business really pays off when you put in the work. So thank you.
Thank you. I'm going to blush. You're very kind. Thank you, Layla.
Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you, Lala Land. Bye.